Following the launch, South Korea's presidential office held an emergency meeting of the National Security Council. There, President Moon Jae-in ruled out the possibility of a dialogue with North Korea, at least for the time being. Our top 청와대 correspondent Moon Connyoung files us this report.
Rage and fury are the words from South Korean President Moon Jae-in as he took the dialogue card off the table, at least for now, in the wake of North Korea's missile launch, the 15th of its kind this year alone.
북한의 지속적인 도발은 한반도와 국제사회의 평화와 안정에 중대한 위협으로서 이를 엄중히 규탄하고 분노합니다.
The remarks came at an urgent meeting of the National Security Council Friday morning to discuss the North's latest provocation, just days after a new sanctions resolution was adopted by the UN Security Council to halt its accelerating nuclear and missile tests.
이런 상황에서는 대화도 불가능합니다. 북한이 진정한 대화의 길로 놓을 수밖에 없도록 국제사회의 제재와 압박이 한층 더 옥죄어질 것입니다.
As it called for his fifth National Security Council meeting since taking office in May, the South Korean president, who's advocated for greater engagement with North Korea, also ordered his military to conduct a live-fire ballistic missile drill in response to the North launch and instructed government officials to pursue stern measures to discourage Pyongyang from further provocations.
President Moon immediately ordered the launch of the Hyunmoo-2 ballistic missiles in a simulated preemptive strike and said this is the time to make all-out efforts to ensure the UNSC Resolution 2375 is thoroughly executed.
Ordering its officials to also analyze and prepare for new possible North Korean threats, including electromagnetic pulse and biochemical attacks. South Korea's commander-in-chief stated,
북한이 우리와 동맹국을 향해 도발해올 경우 조기에 분쇄하고 재기불능으로 만들 수 있는 힘이 있습니다.
And one more to note, the latest missile test comes just days before hundreds of world leaders, including South Korean President Moon Jae-in, U.S. President Donald Trump, and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe gather in New York for the UN General Assembly next week. And with North Korea obviously unfazed by the latest UN sanctions by the Security Council, a key observation point will be whether the global community will enact tougher sanctions on the North this time around, which may include a complete cutoff of oil and other fuels imported into North Korea, mostly from China. Moon Connyoung, Arirang News, The Blue House.